Hi, my name is Daryl Koltoff. I've been teaching in the San Francisco Bay Area for about 20 years now. I also have experience as an air cargo and airline pilot. If you'd like more information about learning how to fly, please visit my website, bayareaflyinglessons.com. Learning how to fly is fun and challenging, and normally learning how to fly is broken up into 3 phases. Phase 1, called the solo phase, involves learning basic maneuvers like straight and level flight, turns, climbs, descents, changing airspeed in straight and level flight, slow flight, steep turns, power on and power off stalls, ground reference maneuvers, learning how to fly the traffic pattern, and then takeoffs and landings and some emergency procedures. The Phase 1 finishes with the student's first solo flight and usually takes about 45% of somebody's time and money. The next phase, the cross-country phase, takes about 35%, and that phase will expose a student to cross-country navigation and cross-country radio navigation as well. And that phase culminates with the student making several cross-country solo flights. Phase 3 is just a review phase to prepare for the test, and usually takes about 20% of a student's time. And then with the end of that phase, you take the private pilot check ride, which consists of, we have to take the written test first, and then you take a private pilot check ride, which consists of an oral and a flight examination. One question the CFI is often asked is, how long will it take me to learn how to fly? And this can be answered in several ways. The best answer is usually to give the national average of about 70 hours of flying time to complete your training. Another way to answer that would be if you took about 3 lessons per week, it would take you about 3 months, and that would be about 40 to 42 lessons, something like that. But you have to understand those are averages. An instructor doesn't know how fast a student will learn. It really depends on finding a good quality instructor that will be able to feed you the information as fast as you can take it, and one that is well organized so you stay on track and don't go off on tangents. And that given, the rest of the work is up to the student to actually be prepared for the lessons and study the material. Once you decide that you want to learn how to fly, the next step is to find a flying school or a flying club, and then choose an airplane to learn how to fly in, and then an instructor. The choice of the flying school or club, I'll get into in a little bit more detail when we talk about the instructor's relationship to the flying school or club. And the type of airplane you learn how to fly really doesn't matter as much as you might think. I'm sitting in a Cessna 172S model, but you can learn how to fly in a Piper Warrior or whatever airplane that the flying school or club has. One of the common characteristics of training airplanes would be that they usually are relatively low horsepower, anywhere from 65 horsepower for a Piper Cub all the way up to 180 horsepower for a Cessna 172S or a Piper Archer. And another characteristic of training aircraft is that they usually have low wing loading, something in the range of 15 to 10 pounds of weight per square foot of wing area. This makes them more forgiving of errors during takeoff and landing. If you do learn how to fly in a Cessna 172, right after you get your private rating, you can typically just take a flight or two to check out something different, like a Piper Warrior. And so it's a relatively simple transition once you already know how to fly. And you should really look for the airplane that you feel most comfortable in. If you fly a Cessna 172 and there's just something you like about it, choose that. If you fly a Piper Warrior and you like that better because you feel like it has better visibility or some other reason, or it's more comfortable, you have a better sitting height where you can see over the panel better, then choose that airplane. If you'd like to see more information about comparing some of the common training aircraft, go to my website, bayareaflyinglessons.com, and choose the Training Aircraft tab, and you can see a comparison table. The choice of a flight instructor is a bit more involved, so I've made a separate video for that, and you can view that on YouTube as well.